Ang susunod na programa ay rated G. Ito ay pwede sa lahat ng manonood.
A blessed day, everyone. We are the Group 2 of 11M Gomez South Campus. So for today's video, we're going to talk about taxonomy, species diversity, and cladistic system. So let's start with taxonomy. It is a science of classifying living things that developed by Swedish botanist Carolus Linnaeus, and he also developed the taxonomy hierarchy with 8 groups. Biologists use the taxonomic system to classify all the organisms on the earth, meaning it illustrates the evolutionary relationship between all the living things. Trivia: did you know that species is the most specific major taxonomy rank? Species are sometimes divided into subspecies, but not all species have multiple forms that are different enough to be called subspecies.
That's right, Reina. So now, what's the difference between taxonomic hierarchy and taxonomic rank? When we say taxonomic hierarchy, it is an ordered group of taxonomic ranks used to classify organisms from general to specific, while taxonomic rank is a level of a group of organisms in a taxonomic hierarchy. Then, in this topic, when we say the evolutionary history of species, it is what we call phylogeny. Always remember that.
8 ranks of taxonomic hierarchy. What are they? First, the domain, which has 3 types. The archaea. Under of that is the halophiles and thermophiles. Next, the bacteria. Under of that is the cyanobacteria and mycoplasmas. And the last is Eukarya. And under of that is the plantae, Protista, Animalia, and fungi. Second, kingdom, which has 5 types. The plantae, fungi, Moneria, Animalia, and Protista. Third, phylum, which has 5 types. Fourth, the class, which identifies the animal or species in classes. Fifth, order. 6, family. 7, genus. 8, species. In order to easily analyze them, you must use the mnemonic terms. Did King Philip come over from Great Spain? And that's how easy to remember them.
In order for you to understand it, let's have an example. It is Ursus arctos. Its domain is eukaryote. Its kingdom is Animalia. Phylum is Chordata. Its class is Mammalia. Its order is Carnivora. Its family is Ursidae. Its genus is Ursus. And its species is Ursus arctos. And that's how easy to do it.
Next on the list is cladistic system. When you say cladistic, it is biologically classification of animal and plants according to the proportion of measurable characteristics that they have in common. The cladogram graphically represents a hypothetical evolutionary process, or it is the branching diagrammatic tree. And in terms of classifying the organism to group, it is knowingly called the clade.
Next, analogous and homologous. We say analogous structures, meaning similar form and function. Due to convergent evolution, they do not stem from a common ancestor, while homologous structures are inherited from common ancestor.
For you to understand it, let's have an example using structural evidences. Step 1. Organize selected organism according to defined characteristics. Next, Step 2. Sequentially order organisms according to shared characteristics to create a cladogram. And its characteristics will be represented by a node with more common characteristics representing earlier nodes.
Any group of organisms that is given to a formal taxonomic name. It has 3 types. These are the monophyletic, polyphyletic, and paraphyletic.
Monophyletic taxon. It includes the most recent ancestors of a group of organisms and all of its descendants. Second, polyphyletic taxon is the common ancestor of all the members of the taxon. And third, paraphyletic taxon. It includes the most recent ancestors, but not all of its descendants.
Why species diversity is really important? Biodiversity boosts ecosystem productivity, where all species, no matter how small, all have important role to play. Greater species diversity ensure natural sustainability for all life forms.
That's right, Gilbert. Because species diversity is the number of different species that are represented in a given community. That's why it's extremely important.
So now, we hope that you learn a lot in our discussion. Thank you for watching and listening.